If you want to get in the groove, mask up to get down, and make sure you stay 6 feet from stardom. Today, on A Place of Our Own, to go above and beyond your English teacher's expectations, we're going to have to go below the ocean floor. Find out what I mean simply by staying put. What's up? I'm Pete Charles Sesko, and welcome to Thrift Store Rundown's Place of Our Own, a place designed for any millennial or baby boomer who wants to bring Hollywood home on a budget. As you know, every interaction you have with your favorite celeb or fellow fandom friend is a very important learning opportunity. So when it comes to educating yourself about the wonderful world of pop culture, we're all in this together. That's right, TSI is your first and coolest teacher.
Dextrotriglycerides?
Tired of the same old reading material?
What's so gross about the national product?
Isn't it time for a magazine that speaks your language? Now, from the only network for kids,
Nickelodeon Magazine!
Just get a grown-up to call 1-800-759-1060 to order, and you can get inside a gym teacher's brain. Learn the most annoying car songs. Search through the world's messiest bedroom and much more.
Can you really teach a spider to fetch?
That's 1-800-759-1060 for 12 colorful, side-splitting issues of Nickelodeon Magazine, each with a comic book inside. It's 1997, and only grown-ups should call, so
write it down and tell your parents. Don't delay.
And get the magazine that's just for kids.
Forget it, Dad.
Welcome to TSR's Place of Our Own. I'm Mr. PCS. You know that ongoing literacy campaign that's being taught in classrooms across the country and at home? Talk, read, sing. It changes everything. At TSR, we know a thing or two about getting kids lit on literacy in all 3 forms of communication. So you spend more time with your kids, and around here, don't spend a whole lot of money. So today, in that sense, I'm going to talk to you about a stupidly stellar kids magazine that will get your kids hooked on reading. Guaranteed. And how to apply their newfound knowledge of words in a fun and competitive typing tournament featuring none other than SpongeBob and Patrick. And being quite the fan of Nickelodeon Magazine I was back in my childhood, as well as SpongeBob and Patrick, you best believe that I'll be singing the praises of both of these items. Not literally because I can't sing, but you get my drift, right? This September 2005 issue of Nickelodeon Magazine was purchased for 99 cents. While the SpongeBob SquarePants Typing Game is part of a 5-game set from Southwestern Interactive, packaged alongside Cyberchase Carnival Chaos. A cool new show for kids on high grades in math, says TV Guide. This Daytime Emmy Award for the series from PBS Kids, Novana, and WNET 13 New York was a part of my daily PBS Kids viewing diet. Thanks in no small part to its fun math lessons, of course Christopher Lloyd and Gilbert Gottfried, the hacker and digit respectively, and Cyberchase for real with Harry and Bianca. When you compare the other 3 games in here, 2 math and 1 science, they're just so blatantly generic it's kind of insulting. But in any event, this was purchased for $2.99 and for 25% off, and we'll set that to the side. For now, let's get on with Nickelodeon Magazine. And since this was published in September 2005, and falls not just back to school season, but the start of the new TV season, this issue gives you a brief glimpse into their new TV season at Nick, featuring Drake and Josh. Oh gosh, it's Drake and Josh! For the Nicktoons crowd, Cat Scratch, Danny Phantom, and SpongeBob, among other Nicktoons. For the Teen Nick crowd, or the N crowd, we bring you Unfabulous, Zoe 101, and Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Plus, 13 pull-out pranks and Playing Dumb, Nickelodeon celeb chat with Will Ferrell and Ellen DeGeneres, among many other of your favorite celebs from this day and age. A shout out is in order for Dustin Provenzano of West Milford, New Jersey, who bought this and or originally donated this to the thrift store. For security purposes, I have a doctor's bookmark here censoring his home address. This is the back to school issue. Yes, it's September, so they wanted to make this a back to school issue. But because their heads were still stuck on summer, it turned out to be more of a back to school issue. Very clever, very smart. Contents. This much special? Stupid. But believe you me, these guys are stupidly superb when it comes to getting your kids hooked on reading. We're going to focus on the special section here, Back to School, which runs from page 53 all the way to page 68 with a variety of features. Vacation exaggeration, what you did during the summer, sort of. A couple of puzzles for you. Get to the bottom of spit, and you've got Pussy Nulty. Pussy Nulty is a fun wordplay game, and spit is a fun picture search game. Who shot that spitball? Top Secret Teacher's Notes, Part VI. We could get a year detention for showing you these, but it'll all been worth it. A prank brochure, Rancho de Classrooms Resorts. This place may seem familiar to you. That has definitely got to be featured here. You'll see that. A lovely fill-in section, The Summer of Blank. Wish you were blank. Sort of a Mad Lib style summer vacation fill-in, if you will. What's on your teacher's desk? It's a lot more than just chalk. Grade your teacher. Find out what your teacher is all about. This isn't some boring questionnaire from the Los Angeles Times, if you heard about that story from the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. No, this is Nickelodeon Magazine. This is supposed to be fun and not at all controversial. A prank advertisement for AAA Plus school supplies. The Instant Sick Day. Remember that? A la Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, another one of my favorite Nicktoons. And other things you'll need. Plus, a play script for Law & Order AV Squad. Ka-dunk-dunk! Before we get to the back-to-school section, I have to notify you of one fault here. Let the world know you're glitching. This was supposed to be a fun cutout section for Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. In this all-new movie, Stitch develops a glitch that makes him behave badly. Sometimes, he tries really hard to be good, but other times, it's just better to give him some space. Cut out the two sides of this door hanger on this page and ask your adult to help you assemble it. Hang it on your bedroom door so you can let everyone know how you are feeling today. Well, somebody else has already taken the liberty of doing that, so I don't have a door hanger. And whoever that person is, Dustin, you owe me a door hanger from Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. Let's get started. Vacation exaggeration. And as I'm doing a picture vlog through all of the features in this special back-to-school section, I want to remind you that this is actually the very first time we're looking inside Nickelodeon Magazine. I actually own a few other Nickelodeon magazines that I have not yet featured in-depth on camera on this channel. These stupid labels are prank advertisements, if you will, special mention too. And I really feel like that's a disservice to anybody who is a big fan of Nickelodeon Magazine, because when Nick first published this in the 90s, middle 90s, they knew they had something real special on their hands. This is your prank brochure for Rancho de Classrooms. Looking to escape this fall? Why not come to beautiful Rancho de Classrooms Resort? Nestled behind shiny silver security fences, this historic brick landmark is the perfect vacation getaway. A world apart, yet so nearby. So you would just cuddle on the lines and fold it up as if it was an actual brochure for a vacation destination that was simply irresistible. Quite frankly, this is one of the factors which makes Nickelodeon Magazine a must-have for anybody who remembers the good old days when life was fun and carefree, and teachers were really of a different species, and so were girls, you know, of the cootie generation. Those days are now long gone, but Nickelodeon Magazine perfectly encapsulates all of those memories in a fun issue like this. And again, I have several more Nickelodeon magazines that, one by one, I'm going to start featuring on this channel when the need arises. Because they're all just way too much fun to just have simply put on a back burner. I gotta get more Nickelodeon magazines. As a matter of fact, that reminds me, I saw a huge stack of Nickelodeon magazines in the magazine section at the thrift store, and I didn't purchase any of them. It was not like 3 or 4 or 5 issues, it was like 15 to 20 issues of Nickelodeon magazine. I'm not kidding. And now in hindsight, that was a tragic decision for me not to buy them, but I didn't have any money, I was just browsing. Next Nickelodeon magazine I purchased from the thrift shop, I'm definitely buying. I don't care when it's from. This is the play for Law & Order AV Squad. How about that? It's nearly impossible to watch TV and not flip past an episode of Law & Order over to the show's many spin-offs, my favorite of course being SVU, Special Victims Unit. If they ever do one that takes place at a school, we hope it's nothing like this. Read this script out loud, if you can stand the suspense. This is the cast. Above, left to right, you have Vice Principal Draka, Detective Daddy drinking fountains, Detective Edwina, the blackboard is actually green, Teresa Touchy-Feely, Mr. Sucker Diagram, and Mr. Garund. Also featuring 2 kids and a narrator. At Syndication Middle School, the Audiovisual Club is represented by 2 equally important bodies, the AV Cops who investigate AV-related crime, and Mr. Sucker Diagram, who does everything else but not much extra pay. These are their stories. You can also read the time cards, those infamous Law & Order time cards, 10:06 a.m., Syndication Middle School, the South Hallway. But around here, because I'm more of the visual type, I'd rather just show them to you. And that is your back-to-school issue. The full September 2005 calendar here rounds it all out. Now, let's go on to Inside Nick, where we're falling for the new season in prime time. Drake and Josh, including an interview with both stars, Drake Bell and Josh Peck, right here at the top. At the bottom, we got some more Teen Nick shows for you, or The N, which is like a teen version of Noggin. Rest in peace, Moose and Z, and The N as a whole. You got All That, Romeo, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, Zoe 101, and Unfabulous. What do you guys think of the All That reboot, by the way? Does it recapture the 90s magic, or does it fail to do it? I must have a word with you regarding one of the characters in Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. She being Jennifer Mosley. Ned's not-so-initial crush at the beginning, but best friend regardless. By the way, Cookie, Daniel Cuttersley, phenomenal job there, Devin Werkheiser. But I have a lot of feeling for Lindsay Shaw right here. Yeah, she played Mose, Jennifer Mosley. And I also remember her, and probably remember her best for playing Paige McGullers on a TV show of a different kind from ABC Family, the teen division of ABC. And the Family Channel, which was a hybrid. ABC Family was a hybrid of those two, but really who's keeping track of that? Paige McCullers from Pretty Little Liars. The amount of love that Lindsay Shaw got for playing Mose was off the charts. Conversely, the amount of hate she got for playing Paige McCullers, the enemy of all Emerson shippers, Emily Fields and Alison De Laurentiis shippers, was just appalling. I mean, it was like night and day. So much to the point where Lindsay Shaw started receiving death threats from hardcore PLO and Emerson shippers. And to those people I say, I want names right now so I can send you over to the principal's office to receive your well-earned detentions. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I think Lindsay Shaw did a bang-up job as both characters, Mose and Paige, on both counts. I love her best as Paige. But I was very fond of Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I enjoyed the dismissal episode the most because that was my first episode I ever saw from this show, and consequently became my favorite. People love Moles Mosley. People hate Paige for colors. You know what? I love Lindsay Shaw. Both characters. Full stop. End of discussion. For the 2 crowd, we got My Life as a Teenage Robot. We got Cat Scratch, Avatar The Last Airbender, Danny Phantom, and of course, SpongeBob SquarePants. With a little sneak peek at the 4th season of the show. You know where SpongeBob tries his hand at filmmaking, the Krusty Krab gets a makeover, Mr. Krabs belts out some tunes, and Plankton falls in love with Mr. Krabs' mother, of all people. And of course, the half-hour special, Have You Seen the Snail?, where Gary goes missing. It features Amy Poehler of the Mighty Bee, and of course, Saturday Night Live. You put it all together, and I gotta tell you one thing. Nickelodeon Magazine is one top-notch weapon in your literary arsenal. Now, to apply all their newfound knowledge of reading into a fun typing competition. And yes, we will be checking out the Cyberchase Carnival Chaos game. I'll make a mention of that. So let's open this up. This is SpongeBob SquarePants Typing. Top secret, the Krabby Patty recipe. This is from the Learning Company. All these games, by the way, come to us from the Learning Company. Get ready to master keyboarding. Dive right into the only step-by-step typing tutorial that's awash with waterlogged hilarity and all your favorite SpongeBob SquarePants friends. Now kids of all ages can learn to type the SpongeBob way. Follow the guide hands on the virtual keyboard. Tested teaching methods plus oceanic good times. Arcade-style learning activities, game mode or practice mode. 3 levels of challenge, tracks typing, speed, and accuracy. Again, the framework of this thing is the Bikini Bottom Typing Tournament, where the winning typer will receive a seaweed butter and, actually, seaweed sea nut butter and jellyfish jelly sandwich. Oh, that Mr. Krabs, oh, so cheap. Gotta note that this has the original voice cast, so good on Nick and the Learning Company and River Deep LLC for that. You will be judged on speed and accuracy, how many words per minute you're able to type successfully, through 3 rounds of competition, including the grand finale. And having played this during my computer classes at school too under the tutelage of Mr. Capozzi, I still remember my computer teacher's name from grammar school, even at this age. How remarkable is that? I have to say, this is an extremely fun typing game. It really delivers what it promises. And who better than SpongeBob and Patrick to get anybody excited about learning the wonderful world of typing in school. Now for the honorable mention, Cyberchase Carnival Chaos. Once again, from the Learning Company, and from Brighter Child Interactive. All games, by the way, are not surprisingly rated E for everyone. Search for the Megabolt! Join Jackie, Matt, and Ez on the Ranky Cyberbird Digit as they embark on a carnival adventure to stop the dastardly villain Hacker from taking over the virtual universe. The kids learn that math is fun, it's about problem solving, and boy does it come in handy. 8 activities, with video footage and full screen animation, with a tracking feature to allow parents to monitor their child's progress. 2 modes of play. Adventure and practice. 3 levels of difficulty. The skills that they will learn and acquire: estimation of angles, strategic thinking, spatial relationships, deductive reasoning, approximation, logic skills, and proportional thinking. Oh, that sounds mighty complex to a youngster who doesn't even know what Cyberchase is. But I promise you, once you have them start playing this game and they get acquainted with all the characters from this show, well, all that complexity will waltz away, and they'll just have fun. Don't forget about how complex it seems on the surface, and just focus on how much fun this is to play. I must show the other games because, well, even though they're not pop culture related, I have it on good authority that they would be worthwhile additions to your computer game library too, for children. Mighty Math Number Heroes, and Zap, the science of light, sound, and electricity. But again, TSR brings Hollywood home on a budget, so I had to feature SpongeBob SquarePants Typing and Cyberchase. which I can't install either of them on my computer because, well, this is outdated. And knowing that I had a particularly bad episode installing an outdated computer game on my PC, which put it in a coma for 6 months, I know better than to take that risk again. But take my word for it, as somebody who played SpongeBob SquarePants Typing, that if you find it by itself or in this 5-game set from Southwestern and the Learning Company, you'll be making a worthwhile investment that you'll be typing home about. And so with that, I'm going to grade this as a whole 4.5 out of 5 claps. Nickelodeon Magazine, same thing. That would make for a total of 9 out of 10. Say what you will, but the Nimrods at Nickelodeon are hella scholars. And I don't really know of anyone or anything better in terms of pop culture to get your kids excited about learning. Class is dismissed for the day, but if you missed any classes, get caught up by clicking the link in the description below, which will take you to the Too Cool for School playlist, which also includes videos from last year's series. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to subscribe for when it comes to bringing Hollywood home and to the classroom on a budget. TSR is your first and coolest teacher. We'll see you next time on the flip side on A Place of Our Own.